Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about a brand new release by Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. This is called Way Out West, the Lost Transcriptions for Tiffany Music, 1946 to 1947, Volume 2. Now, you're probably thinking, egad, Schnee, why are you talking about Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys? Well, because I love country swing. I love the sound of it, the joy of it, especially old classic Western swing. And, of course, Bob Wills is the king of Western swing. That rhymed. Now, there's a previous volume of this that came out called Riding Your Way, and it was another 2-CD set. Now, the transcriptions for Tiffany Music were basically things that were recorded by the band live in the studio, and they were sent out to radio stations for radio stations to play. Now, what the radio stations would do is they would create this Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys radio show, and they would add their DJs into it, and they would make it sound like it was a local or regional show. Now, a lot of artists did transcription recordings back in the day. Going back to the big band days, you're going to hear Glenn Miller transcriptions and Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, people like that. Now, what these were meant to do is, as I said, create a Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys radio show. But unfortunately, what happened is that there was a lot of problems behind the scenes, and not a lot of these transcriptions got out there. In fact, most of them didn't. And it had nothing to do with Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys, but it was basically kind of a fiasco for the Tiffany transcriptions. Now, a lot of these recordings remained unheard for decades, and some of them would leak out bootlegs and unofficial recordings. But Real Gone Music in 2014, they put out one called Riding Your Way, which was the first official release of those sets of recordings. And now this brand new 2-CD set brings you 2 CDs of even more. I mean, there's outtakes on here. There's, false starts. It's a great way to hear the heart and soul of what country swing and what Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys were all about. Because remember, this is, they still had the memory of World War II in their minds, and they're creating music that's going to lift people up, lift their spirits up, bring joy into their lives, make them forget about the hardships that the war had brought this country and the world. And essentially, because of the pandemic, a lot of us need music to lift our spirits and music to take us to a different place. And Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys, Way Out West, is a great way to, listen back to something that was created for all the right reasons. All these recordings were live in the studio, and most of them were unrehearsed. They would just go in the studio and they would play, and really, you can hear that energy in these recordings. Lucky for you, I am now going to play just a short couple-minute medley of some of the tracks from this, so you'll hopefully be able to feel that joy and that passion. And I definitely recommend you to check out Way Out West, Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys, The Lost Transcriptions for Tiffany Music, Volume 2. Remember to check out Volume 1, which is called Riding Your Way, and that's also available. So now let's listen to some of this music.
When twilight comes stealing, my heart leads me to you. Your charm so appealing starts the gray skies changing to blue. Let the love light keep shining, Estrelito del Cielo, little star of heaven, can't you see I love you? Let it roll, let it roll on, yes, roll on, let it the question, do you, darling, do you do? It'll be easy, so easy, if I can only bank on you, old buttermilk sky. I'm telling you why, now you know, keep it in mind tonight, keep brushing the clouds from sight, old buttermilk sky. Close your drowsy little eyes, mommy will hold you tight while she sings a lullaby to you. Chibaba, chibaba, chihuahua, in Chihuahua, kookalagumba. Chibaba, chibaba, chihuahua, my bambino, go to sleep.
Well, that's it for this episode of CD Junkie. I really appreciate you sitting around and allowing me to talk about Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. And remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me, I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.